y'all, we're getting ready to make a meat and potatoes pie for supper, so I thought you might like to learn how to do it too. Let's get started. To begin with, I've got small potatoes in here boiling, and they're just in salty water. You can use whatever kind of potatoes you want, because we're going to mash them up. So that's how we got started. Now let's get started on the meat. You're going to need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then I've got a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and in here I have 1.5 pounds of ground pork. Now you can use whatever kind of ground meat you want, whether it's turkey, hamburger, whatever you want. And I'm not measuring this out, I'm just putting a little bit in there. I've got some chives, just chopped chives. I've got some garlic and herb seasoning. It's salt-free, Mrs. Dash kind that I use all the time. I'm just going to shake some of that around. And then I found McCormick's salt-free onion and herbs, and it's good too. I mean, I usually use Mrs. Dash, but actually this was cheaper and I like it. So we've got that added, and a little bit of salt. I don't want much salt, just to bring out the flavors of the other. We're going to add about a tablespoon of coconut aminos. You know that I use this in most of my cooking. And then a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And then we're just going to mix this together. Scoot this back and let me get my parchment paper over here. Make us a big old meatball. And then we're going to squish it down in the middle with the bowl. Just make sure you've got a well down in there, because we're going to put some other stuff in there once I get this chilling in the refrigerator. Now that we've got this done, let's push this back just a little bit. And I've got some heavy-duty aluminum foil. And we're going to fold it in half long ways. And then fold it in half again. Set it aside. This doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm going to lay one of them aside. Let's go ahead and fold it again to make it a little bit stronger. I want it to hold our meat bowls together while they're chilling, and then whenever they cook, and then we're going to pull them off. Just give it some strength in there. Okay, and we're going to stick these in the refrigerator for a little bit while we get everything else ready. I'm going to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And we're just going to let these cook down for a little bit. I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half of butter. And we'll let these cook down. Okay, I've got our potatoes out and drained. And to them, I'm going to add 4 ounces of cream cheese and a half a stick of butter. And then I've got 3 green onions cut, and I've got the green and whites. So we're going to put that in. Ooh, excuse me. We're going to put that in there. Let's mix this all up. We're going to put a little bit of pepper. And then just a little salt because we do have the butter and the cream cheese in there. Okay, we're going to set this aside for a minute and get our meat ready. Okay, so we've got our meat back out of the refrigerator. We've got our mushrooms. And we're just going to line the bottom of our little bowls right here with mushroom. And then I've got some shredded cheddar. And now for our potatoes, we're just going to spread this across the top. Not a real thick layer, but enough to cover the cheese and to come to the top of the meat. Okay, and then we're going to bake this at 350 for about 30 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay guys, these have been baking for about 35 minutes. So, I'm going to remove our aluminum foil. Let's move this out of the way so we can see it a little better. I'm just going to cut it straight down the middle because creamy mashed potatoes. And then you've got your cheese and your mushrooms. And there you go. There's our meat and potatoes pie. Nice and easy and a good dinner for when you've worked all day and you come home hungry. There you go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click on the like button and subscribe and click that bell so you'll be notified of our next uploads. Thank you and have a blessed evening.